Well, of course, the conversation is still not far away from that. But now let's look at the perspective of the Nigerian American Chamber of Commerce. Their national president, Alhaji Sharif Balogun, joins us from our Abuja studio to also see what they see amidst all of this trade war. Good morning, Alhaji Sharif, and welcome to the program.
Good morning, and thank you for having me.
Great. So I don't know how to describe these times for the Nigeria American Chamber of Commerce when it does seem like the U.S. doesn't want to have any close tie with anybody. Everybody's getting slammed with a tariff.
Yeah, well, quite interesting times for Nigeria, interesting for us at Nigeria American Chamber of Commerce. And I've had this question thrown to me by people and say, oh, Nigeria American Business Chamber of Commerce, what does this portend? Because America does not want to do business. And I say, well, it's not that America does not want to do business, but we have to look at it globally and look at how does it affect Nigeria and what do we need to do as Nigeria. And then as a member of the global community as well, what happens is other country also portends troubling times for us. Okay. So if you look at the tariff, and just like the professor has discussed, it also portends an opportunity for us in Nigeria because the tariff that's been imposed on us is about 14%. Majority of what we export from Nigeria to the US is oil and gas and a little bit of agricultural products. But the gap that exists, if you look at the percentage difference in the tariff between Nigeria and say countries like Mexico, Canada, who are big-time suppliers of agricultural products to the US, it's an opportunity for us because there's a differential in that tariff. So, but then how do we take advantage of that? We have to look at what are the products that we have in Nigeria, non-oil, how do we maximize those, and then be able to get it into that market and that gap. Now, oil for now, U.S. exports about $3 to $4 billion into Nigeria. So the differential, the trade deficit in our favor, it's not so much, and that's why you see our tariff is about 14%. Where second in West Africa, the highest is Ivory Coast. But looking at Africa globally, South Africa, Madagascar, and other countries that have a higher amount of export volume corresponding to the trade deficit as well as they have with the US is what has caused them to have those higher tariffs. So we have to look at what advantage this portends. What do we do? And as a chamber, is to promote our enterprises to see how they can better prepare themselves on how to take advantage of some of this gap that exists. But at the same time, promoting also products from the US also that we're getting from other places and see how to increase the trade from the US as well so that there will be a balance. And you can have a win-win in a trade situation. If our aggregate of our tariff is about 27% to goods coming in from the US, we can look at what do we do to reduce that gap so that we have a more balanced trade, which will be favorable. The US market is one of the biggest markets in the world, and we definitely need that market, just like they need other products from us. So it's to try and see a situation where you have a balanced trade, which will be favorable to both parties. So at the chamber, I think we have a lot of work to do, back ends, also some diplomacy as well in trying to negotiate. And the U.S. president said it. A lot of countries are calling the U.S. now, they want to negotiate.
Yeah,
so what this means is these tariffs,
50 countries we hear have called the U.S. that they want to negotiate, and we hear even Nigeria, they're also working with WTO. But I would just like to know, I mean, you have members that are businesses of different sizes. When you say that you are promoting, some of those opportunities, how are you doing that? What are those sectors, that can actually take advantage of the opportunity which you mentioned is available at this time?
Okay, so those sector, I mean, largely agriculture is one of the biggest sector that portends that opportunity, and then the textile and garment sector is another one. U.S. is a big consumer of textile, and we used to have a budding cotton and garment sector in Nigeria. So this portends for us, because if you look at the countries that are doing most of the export in the textile and garment sector to the U.S. have very, very high tariff presently. So that's an opportunity for us if we will restructure and do the needful so we can get into that huge market. Solid mineral also, it's another one. We can look at Nigeria, luckily has a lot of the critical minerals, energy minerals that are needed. And of course, you know, the energy minerals play a very vital sector, and it's a strong negotiating tools which you can use to negotiate better conditions among trading partners. So Nigeria has a lot of lithium. We have graphite. We have cobalt. We have manganese. These are energy minerals that is needed and are critical. And you can see China making a play with that advantage that they have in those critical minerals. So these are sectors that we can develop, and we can use them, you know, as a tool. We can use them as an advantage to seek better conditions for trade policies. So we outlined them. Also, steel is another sector. If we can get our Ajaokuta up and running, you can see the tariffs slapped on countries that are producing steel. Vietnam, high tariff as high as 50 to 60 something percent in cases like that. So if we're able to develop our own at 14% tariff, it will be at an advantage. So these are some of the areas that are available for us to take advantage and move in and negotiate properly. And also, the government should negotiate, should engage with the U.S., like the president said, over 50 countries have called. We should also make that call and make a case. We've had a very good and robust business relationship with the U.S. And the stability of Nigeria portends stability for Africa, taking into consideration our population. And so if you have a stable Nigeria, you have a stable Africa, then which is good for global trade and the global economy and life. So we can engage them and begin to talk as well.
Okay, now I'm sure this tariff and related issues would be one of the issues you'll be looking at your 65th anniversary of your chamber, which is coming up, I think April 12, coming up soon.
Yes, you're correct. Absolutely. Those are, I mean, we'll use that opportunity, you know, to put across some policy statement, make some requests, and then put it out there to look at the 65 years of relationship between Nigeria and U.S., and then see what statements that we can make, and also hear from the Americans to have a better understanding of their thinking, and then, you know, see how we can engage and come out with a win-win situation for everybody. And we invite you and the general public to, you know, be part of that celebration that will be coming up on April 12th.
So what else are we expecting at your anniversary? And where is it holding?
It's holding at the Lagos Continental Hotel in Victoria Island. And we'll have a packed full event. We have an event that is 5-in-1. I'll be inaugurated as the 20th president of the chamber. We'll also be honoring some very important organizations, individuals, and companies that have excelled and have contributed to Nigeria's economy. We'll also be inducting new members, over 40 organizations that have are going to become part of members of our chamber. And also we'll be unveiling a 3D model of our proposed headquarters permanent building, which we'll be having in Ikoyi or Victoria Island. It's going to be a building that will have all the modern facility, a smart building, which will have rooms and conference facilities for promotion of business enterprise, and also focusing on gender. We have a lot of programs to encourage women to go into exports, and we'll have especially rooms and facilities to promote that. So it's going to be packed full of activities of 5-in-1. We welcome you to be there at Continental Hotel, Victoria Island, Lagos.
So anybody can attend since you're sharing a public invitation.
Yes, it's an invitation. We welcome the public. You can reach us and we'll give you an invite to be able to attend the program.
All right, thank you so much and congratulations on your 65th anniversary. We hope that your chamber can help Nigerians, or Nigerian businesses at least, maximize the opportunities that you said we see in this tariff war. The national president of Nigerian American Chamber of Commerce, Alhaji Sheriff Balogun, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you so much for having me, and definitely we'll do all we can to ensure that we help Nigeria to navigate this and put our businesses on a better pedestal to be able to take advantage and also manage the tariff and its implications. Thank you.
All right. Thank you.